Good morning. It is January 8th, 2018, 9:56 a.m. So, here we are. There's two things or three things I wanted to talk about, so let me get them out really quickly. Number one, I cried yesterday. And I cried yesterday not because anything bad happened in my life, but I was watching this new show that just came out at the end of last year called The Good Doctor, starring Freddie Highmore. He also produces the show. I don't know if you guys are familiar with his work, but he played when he was a kid. He played in the Spiderwick Chronicles. He played in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. When he got older, he played in Bates Motel, which is on Netflix if you want to check that out. And this is free advertisement for that actor. But he's a great actor, and now he's going into producing, and he produces this show and he stars in it. And it's about this autistic surgeon who is excellent. He's like top of the line. Like he's up there with House, maybe even better than House. But I watched the pilot yesterday, right? And I cried because he had a brother when he was a kid, when he was about 14, an older brother, and his older brother died. And the way he died was so terrible. He was such a good brother. And I've always wanted a brother, an older brother particularly. I've always wanted a brother to have that relationship you have with a brother, but I don't have any brothers. I have two sisters, and it's not the same. But he was a great brother. He protected him from his abusive father. He ran away with him. He still protected him. He got him gifts. He defended him from bullies. And while they were out on the streets, they got into this, I guess, this abandoned train station, and they got on top of one of the carts, and then the brother slipped, and he fell, and he just died right there. And when he did, it just got to me, and I cried right there while watching the show. So that was the first thing. The second thing is, you guys should really check out this movie called Leap, starring Elle Fanning and Maddie Zeiger. Maddie Zeiger is the dancer who performs in Sia's videos, and the movie is about dancing. It's a French Canadian film, and in Canada and France it's called Ballerina, but in America and I guess maybe the UK it's called Leap. Um, it's a very good, wholesome movie, and I enjoyed it. But I looked at some of the reviews online that were for it, some American reviews, and this sort of, this is something I wanted to mention. Um, the American reviews said that the movie, excuse me, the American reviews said that the movie was cliche and didn't have much of a plot any different from the standard pursue your dreams, achieve your dreams story. Okay, and I got that. But the Canadian and French people who worked on the film said that's the point. They didn't want to rely on special effects or explosions like American movies often do. They wanted to simply tell a story about normal people in normal situations that are slightly fantastical, barely fantastical. And the message, the theme of the movie was do not give up on your dreams. And reading the American reviews, I mean, during the behind the scenes, one of the animators said that they wanted to make sure the animation and stuff was up to American standards, and they were. In fact, they were better than most animated movies that I see come out in America. But the thing is that the American review is called that a cliche, but that's how can you have a cliche when that's a message that's not even really said anymore. I'm concerned, and by concern I mean a little concerned. It's not bothering me, but it is something that I give thought to sometimes. That the entertainment industry, and particularly the entertainment industry that's targeted towards children, is feeding them too much violence, too much hatred, too much uh, fantastical, outlandish things. And while superhero movies and stuff like Despicable Me and stuff, I'm not ragging on these movies, but that genre of films, while they're fun to watch, one thing that they do is they always get the audience to feel like That's amazing, but that's fantasy. It's not real. My life is in the real world. That is this fiction that I can escape to and enjoy. Like Star Wars, for example. Star Wars 8 recently came out, and there were a lot of mixed reviews, and I don't want to talk about my concerns with the movie, but the point I'm trying to make is that Mark Hamill, the star of Star Wars, he plays Luke Skywalker, for those of you who don't know, he said that he's in the business of escapism. The audience has everyday life, and it can get mundane, it can get boring, it can get whatever, whatever, whatever. But when they go see Star Wars film, or films like Star Wars, they they escape from the reality, and they get into this fantastical world that does not exist, but they wish existed. And that right there for me is is kind of a turn off, because you have that idea of escapism, escaping from your real life and getting into wherever the fantasy world is taking you. But then you also have messages targeted towards the young people, and I'm talking children to young adults. I say maybe age 25 or something. And the message is, violence and aggression, and all these really really hurtful things that can happen to you and to other people. And take a movie like Frozen, for example, which is number one a fantasy thing. But then you have the character like Prince, whatever his name was, I forgot the name, the prince who betrayed them. You have he said, too bad, I can't rescue you with the true love kiss because I don't truly love you. I'm just here for the money or whatever. That's a messed up thing to say. And I get that he's the villain and all, but that really sticks with kids. That really sticks with kids. You say something like that to somebody. And then you had the princess Elsa. She ran away from home after almost killing her. She almost killed her sister when she was younger. She almost killed the people in the town. Then she ran away, talking about I'm set free, running from her problems. And then she lived in this ice tower, and it was at the last moment. At the last moment of the movie, she decided to, ooh, I love my sister. Boom, and that changed everything. But in the process of changing everything, you sat there and caused so many problems for so many other people, and it's okay because you love your sister at the end. That's not a I. That's just one movie. There's many other movies, that have these themes of number one, this is fantasy, it's amazing, but it's fake, and then number two, it doesn't matter who you hurt. It doesn't matter. As long as you love and you can smile at the end, it's okay. And that's wrong. I don't like that at all. But Leap was a no magic, no none of that. It's a simple story about a girl who wants to be a ballerina, and it was about not giving up on your dreams, and that is a message that kids, even young adults, still need to hear, because too many times the people say, that's never going to happen. Well, the truth is that in the real world, not some fantasy world, not the Avengers, not Star Wars, not Frozen, not Disney entire universe, in the real world, life can be amazing and beautiful, and you can have your dreams here in the real world. And that's a message that people need to tell their children, so that they don't grow up with these what's it called, self-esteem issues, and they don't think that the world sucks, because as long as people continue believing that the world inherently sucks, and that what you want you can't have in life unless maybe you're rich or something, as long as people believe that, the world will continue to be a place where dreams are crushed, and people will continue to be depressed and sad, so forth and so on. And that needs to there needs to be a different trend with that. So that's just what I wanted to say this morning. I might make another video this evening, I don't know. But yeah, I want to talk about something else too, but it's getting 10 minutes I don't want to go over. So I love you. I'll talk to you this evening, and have a great day. Enjoy 2018.